couple years ago, if you remember, I installed this security camera system. Not so much a security camera system, but a security camera system. Well, it was more so that I could be in here and turn this on and see who was around my van. If I heard the noise or if I just wanted to look out, it was cool. It worked fantastically for a few weeks, and then the cameras started getting water into them, and one by one they stopped working.
Hi, if you like my videos, please click the bell so you can be notified, and come back often because I have new videos every week.
I've looked for cameras that were more waterproof than this system was. This one here apparently is a little bit more waterproof. Will it work? I have no idea. It certainly was a little bit more expensive than this one. If it doesn't work, it's going to be returned, just like this one was. They didn't want it back. That's why I still have the cameras and the monitor. I didn't have to ship it back, but I did get my money back. So with this one, we'll see what happens. Time will tell. If the cameras start getting water into them, I will return them immediately. I'm not gonna wait around. But I'm hopeful. You know, I'm hopeful. It's a more expensive system than this one was, a little bit more, and the IP rating is 69 for these. This was 68. So I'm hopeful. You know, this thing is advertised on Amazon, just like this one was, for RVs, campers, buses, trucks. So they're going to be used on the outside. And of course, people like me don't just drive when it's nice and sunny. They also drive when it's raining, and you are parked when it's raining, and they're supposed to be waterproof, folks. I'm going to do a quick installation with my son. Hopefully he's going to help me, and then see how it works. No idea until I try. I need the instructions. I'm not going to throw them away. We are, folks, a few hours later, and it's almost done. I have to go over here to my cabinet, and I have to roll the cables up and tie them up with tape or something, and tuck them in the corner, and then put some of my clothes back up there. Unfortunately, it would be nice if they give you the option of picking the length of cable, instead of getting two cables 10 meters long. What is that, like 30 feet long, and the other one is 20 meters, so that's 60 feet long. So I probably, the longest cable I would need would be, was it 12 feet, 12, maybe 20 feet the most for the two longest cable, maybe 20 feet, and then the other ones, maybe 112 and 110 feet. But it is what it is. I got to tack those in and roll them up, and just like I did with the other ones, I did the same thing. So, so far it's working. I'm not going to hold a lot of hope for this thing. Really, I'm not. I don't know. I hope it works, but I don't know how long they're going to last, folks. I just don't know. Because the other ones, when I got them, I was all excited. I don't know if you remember that video. If you watch it, if you didn't watch, go back and watch. I was so excited. You know, I'm like, first day, I'm like, whoa, look at this. And within a week or two, couple weeks, it started to, you know, change the image a little bit. I'm like, what's the matter? What's the matter? Like, every time it rained or was too much humidity, we get all fogged up. I'm like, really? And then eventually, one by one, they all went kaput. So hopefully this time around it's different. Maybe these will last. I mean, they're made for trucks, RVs, and vehicles. They're made to be put on the outside. Why wouldn't they last? It's beyond me. So we'll see what happens. What I still have to do. Oh, the camera. When I read online about the description of this camera, or maybe it was a description of another camera. I can't remember. Maybe it was. I thought it was for this camera. I thought this camera was a wider angle, 140 degrees. And I thought it was wider than the ones I used to have. I think those were 120. But once I install these cameras, I'm looking at the field of view, and it seems narrower than the ones I had before. And the camera on the side here doesn't turn anymore. I think the other ones turned a little bit more, so I could see less of the van and more of the outside. That is something that in the future I can change. All I got to do is remove the housing for the camera, 4 screws, and on each one, and then remove the screws that I have going through the roof rack, and then so this is the camera, right? The camera is sitting on the. So basically, I'm just going to. I don't even have to show you anything, but I don't know what. I'm just going to move it diagonal a little bit. I'm going to move it. Right now it's pointing, the whole housing is pointing straight back. And then the camera, I'm angling it to the side to film the sides of the van. But if I move the whole housing a little bit, then I can move the angle of the camera more to the side instead of getting the top of the van a little bit. But it is what it is. I mean, it's not bad. At least now I have something here. I can see what's going on again. And the other cool thing that the other one didn't have, I mean, it did have, but it didn't work, was the recording. So this one, from the moment I plugged it in, this is what I like. I mean, look how cool is that? I can see vehicles going all around me. He came from the back, drove past the side, and this is the front. So, so this thing is started recording, and that's what these 4 blinking little dots mean. It's recording, and it's saving to the disk. So they provided an SD card. I might change it and use one of my own. But the other one that had that actually had 2 SD card slots, and would you believe it that they ship that unit to North America, right? When I told them where I was, I told them I'm in the United States, ship it here. And the unit was only recording in a PAL system, the European format. I wasn't able to change it. I couldn't change it. That's the way the unit came. So when I talked to them, when I was having problems, I asked them, why in the world would you ship me a unit that's only records in PAL when I'm in a North American system. They're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. No concrete answer. No. Anyway, this one seems to be working. I even went in here before when I was trying to set this up, and the videos are in there. There's even, I think, a video from each camera of the factory where they assemble this thing. It's not a huge building. It's big, but it's not that big. I could see the other end really easy. So yeah, it's interesting that you could see the one I saw, and then I deleted it. It was like a 6-second video, and there's 3 more videos in here. I think maybe one day I'll go through them. I don't know. This thing is going to record on a loop, so eventually they're going to be erased. But that's pretty cool. Now I hear a noise. I can have this thing off if I want to. But I hear a noise, I go in here, and, oh, what happened? Oh, okay, there's Joe Schmo's outside, I better be, keep it quiet, shh, say nothing. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got, folks. I'm, like I said, I just got to tuck that in, those cables in the corner there in my cabinet. And one thing that I did was seal all the cables where they join together up on the roof. I sealed them up with caulking, and the reason I did that was because on my other system, I had the system for a short period of time, maybe a week or 2, and one of the cameras was having a problem. So I'm like, maybe the connection up on a roof came loose or something. So I went up there, and I was checking, and when I took the connections apart, a whole bunch of water came from the inside. I'm like, how the heck did water get in here? This is supposed to be waterproof. So maybe the cameras are better waterproof than the cables, but the cables that they gave me, these people, they're the same thing as the other ones. So just to be safe, I put caulking in there on a thread, and then I thread everything, got the connections connected properly. And now tomorrow I'm going to apply another bead of caulking over the whole thing, so now it's properly sealed. I also sealed the 2 cameras that I have upside down. I caulked all the way on top, and tomorrow I'm going to look again in the daytime, because it was already towards the evening when I did that. So I'll look again and see if I need to re-caulk anything, and hopefully the cameras will be waterproof. Another thing I did, when I removed these cameras, the 2 side ones facing back, so the 2 that were upside down, the housing had a lot of water in it. So even though it's supposed to be waterproof, water still got in there. So what I did on these 2 cameras was drill a little hole on top, which is now on the bottom. So if any water gets in there, at least it has a way to get out through those little weeping holes. And I can always make the hole bigger in the future. So that's it. It's working. I don't know for how long. Hopefully, if something's going to happen, it'll happen, or I hope it happens before the warranty expires. So that's all I got to say, folks. Here's my new camera system. I like it so far. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow we'll see, or next week, or next month. I don't know.
Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Philippians 4:6.
And it's back to the yellow thing, folks. Got a cup of coffee so I can stay awake. Ugh. Oh, it's terrible. Ugh.